This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday. Hope you're enjoying your coffee. If you're just now waking up with us, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. So, did you watch it?
I saw it all unfold, and I was actually at the gym when it was happening, and so I was watching on the TV because I didn't have those glasses. I was so scared I was going to burn my eyes.
I got them.
Yeah?
Went to the top of the Westin with my wife's office party and looked up. It was like in the dark.
Yeah.
It was pitch black because the glasses were on, that is.
Right.
But if you didn't wear the glasses on the Suncoast, and we'll ask Josh Stone now, you really didn't detect anything going on, Josh.
Yeah, you really didn't. I had to take off my sunglasses, and then I looked outside, and I was like, nothing's really happening. It doesn't look too bad.
It wasn't really darker, was it, Josh?
The light, you could tell there was something different with the shadows of the trees and the plants, and it was almost like maybe a cloud passing by over the sun.
Yeah.
It was dimmer, but we haven't seen light like that since there was the last eclipse.
Right.
So you can't really judge it to anything you've ever seen. So you could sense there was something a little different, but we looked at our time lapse from our tower cam, and it didn't really, the light just didn't really filter through it to pick up any sort of change, but it did look like that there was something that was a little bit different. Let's check out the current temperature right now really quick. 76 degrees with mostly clear skies. There's no eclipse in our forecast today, but there will be something in the next few days that will definitely change our weather, and we'll talk more about that in a few minutes.
All right, good tease. Thank you, Josh. There's the Suncoast First Alert traffic map right now in Manatee County. Not much to speak of. So far, so good. Farther south, the only blip I see is at the 41-301 split. Some construction cones there. Passed by that this morning. And South County all clear at 502 this morning.
Topping our news this morning, a heated demonstration taking place last night in downtown Bradenton over a Confederate monument outside the Manatee County Courthouse.
As our Rick Adams shows us, some rallied for it and others against the monument.
Hundreds of folks who are all fired up came out to the historic courthouse in Bradenton. Some of the protesters supporting the removal of the Confederate monument, while others wanting to keep it right where it is.
Does that say white supremacy on it?
No, but it's also,
does it say
but it also doesn't have a plaque explaining what it is also, though. It's
you're
just
offended. You're the minority that's offended by that monument.
It needs to go.
No, it doesn't need to go.
Outside of some heated arguing, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office was able to keep the protest and counter-protest relatively peaceful. Groups on hand who are pushing to have the monument removed included Black Lives Matter, Indivisible Bradenton, and Answer Suncoast. One of the main groups in support of it is the America First Team Manatee Group.
Right now it presents a danger to our community. We have a rather large white nationalist group here locally, a regional group, and they're using it as a rallying point for recruiting new people.
This is a federal protected building, a historical building right here, and I don't see no reason why it shouldn't stay. It's not hurting anybody.
For Ron Piper, he too supports keeping the monument here, mainly because he says most people didn't even realize the statue existed until recently.
It's American history, and I don't like the fact that they're trying to remove American history.
I believe that history belongs to everybody, and the monuments are there. If you don't like them, pass them by. Don't look at them, don't read them, don't listen to the story.
For Black Lives Matter and other groups pushing to have this monument removed, they see things much differently.
I'm an American, but I don't feel like an American. This is my country. I was born here, raised here. Like, this is my country, and they want to uphold the Confederacy.
In Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
New information this morning on a death investigation out of Charlotte County. Deputies say at least one person is dead and 2 others are recovering from injuries in what the sheriff's office has described as only a disturbance that happened on 11th Avenue near Florida Street on Sunday. The sheriff's office has only released limited details about that investigation, but detectives say the public is not in any danger. Police are still looking for help in identifying a man who left the scene driving this maroon Mercury Grand Marquis. He's described as a taller black male, and he may be armed.
We're learning more about the future of the Main Street Plaza that includes the Hollywood 20 in downtown Sarasota. Developers confirm they plan to reduce the number of theaters from 20 down to 11. Those 11 cinemas will be rebuilt to include high-end reclining seats. That will allow developers to get creative.
By going from 20 theaters down to 11 theaters, it gives us another back pad on the back of the Hollywood 20 for more amenities for Sarasota. That could include kids' activity centers, that may be a supermarket, convenience store. So we're looking at different ideas and different concepts right now.
Now, David Chesler and his partners, Jesse Biter and Eric Baird, bought the complex last year. They plan to spend $3 million on this first phase of redevelopment.
New details on plans for yet another condo complex coming to Sarasota. City commissioners meeting yesterday to discuss a proposed project called Boulevard. The developers want to build it on 2 different lots along North Tamiami Trail and Boulevard of the Arts. They want it to include 49 condos, 1 restaurant, and office space. The applicant is requesting a major encroachment from the city that is required because the space would be over an alley.
A video of men dragging a shark by a boat continues to make waves. A group protested yesterday in downtown Bradenton, demanding those in the video be charged with a crime. More than 250,000 people, signed a petition urging the state to take action. The group Stand Up, Bark Back gave the petition to the state attorney's office. Those who signed the petition want the state to order the men to complete 1,000 hours of community service, revoke their fishing licenses, and they also want lawmakers to pass a bill to make similar animal torture a felony. A Florida senator put on an eclipse science lesson for some Suncoast students yesterday. Democrat Bill Nelson was at Buffalo Creek Middle School to watch the eclipse with students. He also talked to them about Confederate statues throughout the U.S. and how he believes they are creating a divide in our country.
Are monuments and memorials that celebrate people that fought for the nation, to unify the nation, not to divide it.
Well, drivers enjoy those gas prices while they last. Paying at the pump is lower right now, but the downward trend might not last much longer. Gas prices are traditionally higher in the second half of August, but right now they are dropping. In Florida, prices have dropped 4 cents in the past 2 weeks. According to AAA, that's because there's a booming fuel supply right now, but there are problems at some refineries on the Gulf Coast, which could drive prices back up.
Sarasota Scullers rowing team is back from the U.S. Rowing Masters Nationals in Tennessee. The team was in Oak Ridge to defend their 2016 Rowing National Championship, and they did not disappoint. Laura Corbett and Karen Weingant combined to secure 5 gold national championships, 1 silver and 1 bronze. The team medaled in all eligible events. Way to go.
Well, drivers traveling throughout Siesta Key can expect a short detour for the next few weeks. Starting Friday, there will be a partial road closure for the westbound traffic of Shadow Lawn Way. That's near Midnight Pass Road. All westbound traffic will be detoured to Beachway Drive. However, eastbound traffic will not be affected. The detour is part of a pipeline installation for improvements to the Siesta Key Master Lift Station project.
A Sarasota man now has a big role in the Florida Sports Foundation's board of directors. Local entrepreneur Jesse Biter was elected as chairman of the next fiscal year. The Sports Foundation is a division of Enterprise Florida, and it's the state's lead sports promotion and development organization. Biter says the board will continue to support events that generate sports-related tourism and create jobs in the state.
And speaking of sports, lacrosse continues to top the charts as the country's fastest growing sport, and it has a fitting home right here on the Suncoast. A local group called SRQ Lax worked to establish lacrosse as a varsity sport in Sarasota County public high schools, and now Venice High School will be getting a boys and girls lacrosse team in the spring. SRQ Lax started the first high school lacrosse program in Sarasota County at Riverview back in 2016. They earned local and national recognition.
It is 5:09 right now. The great American solar eclipse swept across the country, leaving some areas in darkness. In places like the Suncoast, seeing very little difference. It's been 38 years, though, since any part of the country has seen a solar eclipse. And it's been almost a century since one has been able to be seen on both the east and west coast. Here's some reaction from along the path of total darkness.
It's the second most beautiful thing I've seen in my life.
It's absolutely amazing. It's so dark out of here. It looks like a sunset over there. It's amazing.
Hard to see them. If you didn't get a chance to get outside and see the moon blocking the sun, it'll happen again in 7 years.
That's right, and some ABC7 viewers sent us pictures of their view of the partial eclipse right here on the Suncoast. This picture shows the eclipse shining down onto a driveway with lots of those little crescent shadows. And Neil Bryan sent us this awesome picture of the eclipse. He says he took it from Marina Jack around 2:45 yesterday afternoon. And here's one of my favorite stories of the day. While some people had a hard time getting a pair of the approved solar eclipse glasses, one Suncoast woman has been holding on to her pair for decades. Fran Temple got her glasses from her grandmother, who used them to view a solar eclipse in 1932. She says she received them when she was a teenager living in Boston. She stored them in her nightstand, even keeping them safe as she moved. But she and her son had some trouble finding them before yesterday's eclipse.
He said, "Do you know where they are?" And I said, "Oh, probably in one of those boxes I haven't unpacked yet." And so anyway, I said, well, maybe they're in that same drawer. I remember putting them in there, but that was so long ago. And I opened the drawer, and there it was.
Well, she plans to keep the tradition going and passing down those glasses to her own granddaughter. I told that same exact thing to one of my friends. You got to keep those. I mean, there's another one coming in 7 years, 6 years, something like that.
You can't use them much in the meantime. They're not very fashionable.
Yeah. I love how old school hers were, though. Those were cute. Good for her.
You can tell they were
a lot of protection there, obviously, over the whole face.
Sun protection, too.
Yeah.
Exactly. We may need some umbrellas, actually, in our forecast to protect us from the rain coming down.
Okay.
Later in the week, we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert traffic, and our Linda Carson takes us inside a butterfly farm right here on the Suncoast in the latest edition of A Place We Call Home.
And later in the hour, President Trump talks about the future of Afghanistan. That story and more coming up.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
So nice to see you on this Tuesday morning. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. We're looking at temperatures like this. I can't look at temperatures, but we're feeling temperatures when we walk out the front door of 76 degrees here in Sarasota, 76 in Venice, 76 in Northport, 76 in Punta Gorda. A little bit warmer inland, 77 in Sebring, 78 in Lake Placid on this Tuesday morning. Warm and humid conditions are in our forecast today, so it's going to be quite muggy. We're talking about highs topping out in the mid-90s, maybe upper 90s in some locations, but the heat indices, in fact, the relative humidity and the temperature, put those together, and we could actually be feeling over 100 degrees today, maybe in some places 105 degrees. Afternoon showers are possible today, and then we're going to have some tropical moisture that moves into the area to bring us widespread showers and even some thunderstorms. Everything looks fairly quiet right now in the satellite radar imagery. We do have dry air that's above us, and yesterday afternoon that helped clear the skies just enough for us to see the eclipse. But more moisture is going to move in from the Atlantic thanks to a tropical wave that will be moving our way. There's a possibility it has maybe a 40% chance of developing into something stronger, but it is going to run out of room once eventually it makes its way into the peninsula. Radar remains very quiet other than a few scattered showers over here in West Palm Beach. That's about it. Let's check our futurecast out here. A few streaming clouds for this afternoon. About 20 to possibly 30% chance of showers later on this afternoon. Those will be spotty though. For the most part, we'll have a quiet day, but again, it's going to be warm and muggy. Then look what happens on late Wednesday afternoon, around 5:30 in the afternoon. We're going to have a line of heavier showers and thunderstorms that track all the way across the state of Florida to the west coast here, bringing us a good amount of rainfall. And then more tropical moisture moves in by Thursday and Friday thanks to this tropical wave here off the east coast of Florida. It's not really organized. It could get more organized, but by the time it does that, it's going to run into the state of Florida, and we know these tropical systems thrive upon warm waters. Once it moves over land, it will lose that opportunity to gain strength, but still it will bring us plenty of tropical moisture. And down here looks like something interesting. Yesterday it wasn't doing so much, but now it's starting to get its act together. This is the remnants of what was once Harvey, and it looks like it could strengthen if it makes its way over Yucatan Peninsula into the western Gulf of Mexico, and we could be having a tropical storm, possibly a minimal hurricane affecting Texas as we get into the weekend. The high tide today at 1:18 p.m., low tide at 9 p.m. for today. Beach and boating forecast, easterly, northeasterly winds, 10 to 15 knots. I think those winds will die down by this afternoon, 2 feet in the seas. Our high today tops out at 94, but remember, the heat index, or the feel-like temperature, could feel up to maybe 105 in some locations. There's that tropical moisture moving into the area, but highs, as you can see, about average this time of the year, the lower 90s. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. Taking a look at traffic this morning in Manatee County, pretty quiet throughout that area, nothing really to report. Heading into Sarasota County, there are some slowdowns up towards the bayfront. Again, I think there is some ongoing construction in that area. Also 41 as you're passing by the Stickney Point Bridge heading south. As we head into South County, not a whole lot going on, pretty quiet throughout that area, 5:18 on your Tuesday morning. Well, the Suncoast offers many opportunities for entrepreneurs, including the opportunity to create unique businesses.
And that includes a butterfly farm. Where'd she find these? Linda Carson has this week's A Place We Call Home.
Butterflies from the Flutter by Commercial Butterfly Farm in Bradenton travel all over the country to be released at funerals, weddings, and other celebrations.
We raise butterflies, about 20 different species, on and off throughout the year, and we are a wholesaler as well as a retailer.
A butterfly farm is a strictly regulated business.
We're governed by the United States Department of Agriculture, and the butterflies have to be commercially bred and reared, and it's the second generation that can be sold.
The butterflies lay their eggs in these flight houses. The eggs are gathered and taken to the labs.
We have labs where all the caterpillars are being fed, so rather than a butterfly farm, we're more of a caterpillar farm because that's part of the life cycle. It's egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, and then butterfly.
Each butterfly species is very different, from the plants they feed on to their lifespan.
Average lifespan is 2 weeks, but some can live 6 months.
They live in these butterfly gardens in enclosed flight houses.
A butterfly garden is like a singles bar. The males are looking for the girls, and the girls are looking for a place to lay the eggs.
When an order comes in, they're shipped out overnight.
They're packed in glassine envelopes, and since they're a cold-blooded insect, you can control their behavior by controlling the temperature. So we use a thermal box with ice packs, and that chills the container down so that they're calm and not trying to get out of their envelope.
Connie has always loved butterflies. She started this butterfly farm when she got fed up with the insurance business.
It was a hobby, and I was searching for what the purpose of my life was. And one day in prayer while I was feeding caterpillars, I said, Lord, what do you want me to do with my life? And he said, you're real good at raising caterpillars. And I thought, is it that simple that you can have your heart's desire? And the answer was yes.
So she made a deal with God.
I made a partnership that I'll raise the caterpillars, but God's got to find the customers. So he does a good job, and they're gone every Friday.
Flutterby Gardens is one of the largest butterfly breeders in the country. Thousands of butterflies are born here every week, and thousands of butterflies are shipped out. It's not open to the public, but you can place your orders online. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
I love the name of it, Flutterby.
Yeah, there's a lot in that story going on. She went from an insurance career to selling butterflies.
I know. Interesting.
521 on Good Morning Suncoast. A closer look at the eclipse on social media will tell you how big an impact it actually made.
And coming up at 5:30, the latest on an overnight train collision with multiple injuries just outside of Philadelphia. Those stories and more when we come back.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today, A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today.
Daunting music there.
Oh, pretty epic.
There's some pictures. Tuttle Elementary got their hands on some glasses yesterday, so they were all set. They went outdoors.
Oh, I know. They look like they are having a great time. I bet that was a good experience for some of the kids that were able to get outside and learn about the solar eclipse. Good for them.
I wonder how they got those glasses, though.
We couldn't even get a pair of them.
Yeah. There's an interesting artistic shot that was all over the internet, kind of looking through trees.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people taking that picture and the selfie with the eclipse. I saw a lot of people taking that one as well. Yeah. And then, of course, people trying to make makeshift glasses. Those are entertaining.
Yeah, that's my good friend Chuck Sidlow, who's Chucko the Clown locally, and he sent me that picture of a couple of compact discs or DVDs pretending those would be his eclipse glasses.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Did you see the ones of people taping eclipse gum packages?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a eclipse, and then, that was pretty entertaining.
Hey, send us your cool pictures this way. Any of us will receive those and put them on the air right there on the Facebook page. Ray, Jacqueline, John, we'd love to show off your your creative work. 5:24 now on this Tuesday morning.
Well, of course, as we said, the solar eclipse dominated the traffic across all social media platforms yesterday.
Yeah, ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the eclipse lights up social media.
NASA's live stream racked up 28 million views on Facebook.
67% of those talking about the eclipse on Facebook were women, by the way, and Twitter tallied more than 8 million tweets about the eclipse worldwide.
And thanks to the eclipse, that hit song from 1983 now topping the music streaming charts.
And I need you now tonight, and I need you more than ever.
Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart is now #1 on iTunes, and on Spotify, it saw a 2,800% increase.
And the moon trolled the sun during the eclipse.
NASA's Twitter page for the moon posted, "I've blocked the sun, make way for the moon." And there was a picture showing that it blocked NASA's official Twitter page for the sun. After the eclipse, it unblocked
So a
the
little
sun.
shade up there and on Twitter.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Fruit of the Loom.
Sarah, could you come in here?
Yep, coming. Oh, wow. What kind of underwear are those?
They're breathable underwear from Fruit of the Loom.
What are those?
Guys.
They're breathable underwear from Fruit of the Loom.
Yes, they have these tiny holes to let the air through. Can you help me?
Wow, well, we will look at those. Can you feel this?
Yeah. Turn around for me. Seriously?
Slower. Go slower. I don't think you should get that dress. It doesn't fit.
Stay cool with breathable underwear from Fruit of the Loom. At Whole Foods Market, we believe in food that's naturally beautiful, fresh, and nutritious. So there are no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives in any of the food we sell. We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
More pet parents are turning to grain-free Blue Freedom to help their dogs be at their best. Made with the finest natural ingredients, Blue Freedom has no grains, no glutens, and for some dogs, there's no better diet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-319-0237.
Independence U for an independent you.
Call 1-800-319-0237.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck. Start your day with Ray, Jacqueline, and John, the new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC 7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC 7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, dozens of injuries near Philadelphia after a high-speed train accident. We'll tell you what happened.
Plus, an Ohio judge ambushed and shot outside a courthouse. An update on his condition after shooting and killing the man responsible.
Keep your eyes on the road. We'll show you a man who went into a sinkhole while staring at his phone. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back, 5:30 on August the 22nd. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Josh Stone, who is in for John Scalzi. Good morning, Josh. How are you?
I'm mesmerized by that one video that you teased with the guy going into the hole.
I know.
Oh, man. Poor
Texting
guy.
and walking is dangerous, people. It really is.
That's true.
I know.
Exactly. Well, we're going to be walking outside today, but we're going to have to hydrate ourselves. It's going to be very warm as temperatures will climb into the mid-90s. So we'll talk about that in just a second. But let's talk about the current conditions. 76 degrees right now, clear skies, dew point at 73. Not much of a wind, but it's out of the east at 7 miles per hour. Not much to show you here in the satellite radar imagery, but we could get some showers that develop later on this afternoon, about 20 to maybe 30%. But the story today will be the heat. The story tomorrow and for the next several days will be the rain with tropical moisture moving into the area. And we'll talk more about that in just a little bit from now. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, Josh. Checking our first alert traffic. First off in Manatee County. Little blip on the screen, 64 eastbound as you cross over Braden River there. Farther south now into Sarasota County. Little problem there on the Bayfront in the southbound lane of Mound as you pass by the Sailor and Nurse statue and Marina Jack. Perhaps some construction going on there. And then farther south, not much to speak of at 5:32 on your Tuesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, President Trump addressed the nation last night, laying out his strategy for the 16-year war in Afghanistan.
The commander-in-chief committed to remaining in that fight and sending more American troops to that country, but offered few details on how it would play out. ABC's Arlette Sines has the latest.
In a primetime address to the nation, President Trump placed his own stamp on the 16-year war in Afghanistan.
We are not nation building again. We are killing terrorists.
With U.S. troops sitting before him, the commander-in-chief made it clear he's listening to his generals, who say the way to beat the Taliban and ISIS is with more boots on the ground. The announcement marks a stark reversal from Mr. Trump's position as a private citizen.
What are we doing? Let's get with it. Get out of Afghanistan.
After consulting his national security team, including a recent meeting at Camp David seen in this White House montage, the president admits he's changed his mind.
My original instinct was to pull out. But all my life, I've heard that decisions are much different when you sit behind the desk in the Oval Office.
The president did not say how many more U.S. troops he would send to Afghanistan, but has given that authority to Defense Secretary James Mattis, who favors adding around 4,000 more troops. One other thing not provided, a timeline for withdrawing U.S. troops.
We will not talk about numbers of troops or our plans for further military activities.
Democrats pounced on the lack of specificity. Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown tweeting, "A commitment to win is not a clear strategy, and our troops on the ground in Afghanistan deserve more."
The president is also placing new pressure on Pakistan for sheltering terrorists, insisting that must change. Arlette Sines, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, the Taliban said it will continue to fight while U.S. forces remain in the country. This was in response to President Trump's address. In a statement on Tuesday, the Taliban said the U.S. should have thought about withdrawing its troops from Afghanistan instead of prolonging the war. The statement added that the Taliban would keep fighting to free Afghanistan of American invaders as a religious and patriotic responsibility.
Developing overnight, more than 40 people injured after a high-speed train crash in Pennsylvania. Police say a passenger train collided with an unoccupied train in a terminal outside of Philadelphia after midnight. The train's conductor is among the injured. It's not clear yet if any delays are expected on the affected train lines as the crash investigation continues this morning. We'll have more on the story throughout the day right here on ABC 7.
An update now on that collision involving a Navy destroyer. The Chief of Naval Operations is now calling for a pause in operations. The USS McCain is currently at port in Singapore after colliding with a massive oil tanker. The Navy destroyer hit the 600-foot tanker in a busy shipping lane in the South China Sea. The crew's sleeping quarters are among the compartments that are flooded. Meanwhile, 5 sailors are hospitalized and 10 sailors still are missing.
My thoughts and prayers are with the sailors and the families of the USS John McCain. We obviously have an investigation underway, and that will determine what happened.
This is the second major collision in the last 2 months involving the Navy's 7th Fleet. Also, an update on the accident in France yesterday when a van rammed into 2 separate bus stops. Police are now saying they are ruling out terrorism as a motive for that accident. 1 woman was killed and another injured in the incident. Police say the 35-year-old suspect is known to authorities for acts of minor delinquency. He's now being treated for psychological problems.
New developments in Barcelona in those terror attacks. Police say they have shot and killed this man who drove the van into a crowd of people last week. He was wearing an explosive belt and carrying a knife when they shot him just west of Barcelona. Police say it was a 22-year-old with terrorist connections that killed 13 people and injured hundreds of others on the streets of Barcelona. They also say he hijacked a car to escape and stabbed the driver to death. Well, this might be our video of the day. Sinkholes aren't just in Florida. This one opened up in the middle of the city in southern China. A man on his motorbike was distracted when he rolled straight into that hole after the road collapsed. The hole measures about 16 feet across and 6 feet deep. The rider suffered just minor injuries.
Well, the search for 5 missing crew members of an Army Black Hawk helicopter has now been suspended. The chopper went down last week about 2 miles off the coast of Hawaii during a training exercise. Ships and helicopters from the Coast Guard and the Navy, along with civilian teams, had searched more than 72,000 square nautical miles. The only thing found, debris, including what was thought to be fuselage and a helmet.
A judge in Ohio was injured after he was shot in an ambush-style attack outside the courthouse. He was able to return fire before a probation officer shot and killed the shooter. It happened about 8 a.m. in Steubenville, and Nathaniel Richmond shot the judge. His son was a star football player but convicted 4 years ago of a sexual assault. Now, this judge was not involved in that case, and the judge is now in stable condition.
Crews on the Lolo Peak fire in Montana are hoping to get fires contained before wind sweeps the state tomorrow. Their goal is to burn through fuels to lessen the chance of fire reaching any more homes. Once that happens, officials say they'll feel more comfortable letting people back into their homes. As of Monday, that peak fire has gone through more than 31,000 acres. More than 1,000 people are working on the blaze. Meanwhile, water rescues typically involve fast-moving currents or a raging river, but recently in New Hampshire, it was calm water in a backyard pool that forced a rescue. Leslie Kahn had just finished her daily swim, but as she started to get out, a step on the pool ladder broke and she cracked her knee. She tried to climb out but couldn't manage it, and she couldn't call for help because her phone was inside. However, her old iPad was on a chair, but it was out of reach. So she then grabbed a pole, hooked the leg of the chair, and dragged it over. Kahn posted her 911 on a community Facebook group, and offers started pouring in as people came to Kahn's house. They were finally able to help her out.
And I just climbed out, happily ever after at that point. People keep saying, you know, well, I bet you can laugh about it now. I was laughing about it then. What else can you do, really?
Kahn says she wants to thank everyone who came to her rescue.
The nation's largest bank, JP Chase, is giving $1 million to nonprofits that expose extremist hate groups. The money will be split by the Anti-Defamation League and the Southern Poverty Law Center. It comes in the wake of the violent white supremacist protest in Virginia. It also follows CEO Jamie Dimon's memo to employees last week criticizing President Trump's response to the violence. The CEOs of Apple and 21st Century Fox also made million-dollar pledges to anti-hate nonprofits.
A partial lockdown has been lifted at all jails across Florida. The Florida Department of Corrections announcing that inmates can now have visitors. The department put the lockdown in place over the weekend because of a security threat. It says a few small groups of inmates were trying to cause disruptions and impact safety. The department says it does not have any temporary lockdowns planned for the near future.
A Confederate monument in West Palm Beach is being removed by the city. Following the violence in Charlottesville, the monument has been vandalized many times. The latest vandalism, it was spray painted, and part of it was broken off. More than 700 Confederate monuments and statues are on public property throughout the country, the majority in the South. There are over 30 in Florida. The monument will be taken down within the week. It is 5:40 right now. On to other news. Florida's new Job Growth Grant Fund has received 70 requests in the past month. The $85 million program began accepting proposals in mid-July. This is a new fund created as a compromise after lawmakers reduced funding to Enterprise Florida. Companies that receive state grants must put the money toward infrastructure. The head of the fund says she is pleased with the response.
We have spent the past month educating communities, local governments, workforce boards, state colleges, and many others about the Growth Fund. And we are excited to say that we are seeing proposals come in from every corner of the state.
And Governor Scott has final approval. 5:41 on this day after. Some say it was beautiful how the moon, the sun, the earth all aligned. Others say there's a lot about nothing down here.
Yeah. I did see some people that were able to see it in the path of totality who were literally crying with excitement because they were just so amazed.
It's got to be quite an experience when it's daylight and all of a sudden it becomes nighttime for a couple of minutes.
Well, with 80% down here in the Suncoast, I thought we'd see more of a difference.
Yeah.
There was a slight difference. You could sense it. It was like a cloud going by, and you could see the shadows from the trees and the plants. It was just different. But 80% was a lot. It was a lot.
It's amazing how much light there still was, given that 80% of it was
It's like a cloud going by.
Right.
But, you know, when you look through those glasses or you saw, you know, through a projection what was actually transpiring, you know that something was happening.
Yeah. I'm just surprised there was more effect down here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about more of the weather in just a few minutes.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert traffic, and we'll take a look at how learning compassion can benefit your well-being.
Why being kinder to others will do you a lot of good. Taking notes? Up next in Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your plan purchase. Remember, Mobile Help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7 to get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. ABC 7, we're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Good to see you on this Tuesday morning. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. And, you know, yesterday we had that eclipse, and it was 80% for us, but it wasn't as dramatic as a lot of people would hope it would have been. Really, the dramatic part happens when you're in the totality part of the eclipse, and that was that 67-mile wide swath that took place from Oregon down to South Carolina. But next 7 years, in 2024, we'll have another chance to take place or get into that totality here over the United States. 76 degrees right now in Sarasota, 75 in Northport, 75 in Arcadia right now, so mid to upper 70s at this time. It's going to be warm and humid today, possible afternoon showers, and then more tropical moisture moves into the area in the next few days. That's going to bring us widespread showers and thunderstorms due to a tropical wave coming in from the Atlantic. Not much to show you here on the radar, relatively quiet. We still have a little bit of dry air above us that's helping suppress any widespread shower activity, but this changes as more moisture will ramp up coming in from the southeast. Other than a few showers maybe over West Palm Beach right now, the peninsula is pretty quiet at this time. Do have some shower activity here in the center portions of the United States, tracking through Missouri, Illinois, into Indiana, but no travel delays reported at this time. So if you're going to Atlanta, LaGuardia, Chicago, Charlotte, no issues there on this Tuesday morning. So that's good. Let's check out the futurecast. Well, we're going to start off seeing sunny skies today, then a few clouds will stream on by, and it's possible 20 to possibly 30% chance of showers will get going later on this afternoon. Those will be spotty, though. You see, it's not a widespread event by any means. But then things change as we get into late Wednesday afternoon, and this is what I'm talking about here. Look at what happens along the west coast of Florida. A lot more moisture takes place. In fact, that's just a precursor of when we get into Thursday and Friday. Even on Saturday, more tropical moisture makes its way in. This is not an organized system at all. Kind of elongated system here. It could get its act together, and some of the models actually bring it to the west coast of Florida and ramp it up almost like a potential Emily, if you remember that from a couple weeks ago, and then track this thing back to the north and east. We'll have to watch it closely, but at this time, and I'm talking about right now at this moment from what I just saw on the latest forecasting models, it doesn't look like it's going to get its act together enough to strengthen and become a major storm or anything, but it still will bring us some tropical moisture, widespread showers, and some thunderstorms. But another area of interest is down here in the Caribbean, entering into the Yucatan Peninsula here. This is what was once Harvey. It is looking to get its act together, and this actually could become something stronger, potentially a tropical storm, potentially a weak hurricane, move into the western Gulf of Mexico, and maybe track towards Texas, possibly Brownsville, Texas. Here's the area of moisture here, this tropical wave that's going to affect us in a couple of days, and then the remnants of Harvey starting to look a lot more impressive here on the tropical enhanced satellite imagery at this time. For the boaters today, high tide at 1:18 p.m. Beach and boating forecast, expect easterly, northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots. I think those winds will die down in the afternoon. Sea is 2 feet with a moderate chop in the bays. 94 for a high, but boy, it's going to be warm and muggy this afternoon, so the feel-like temperature could actually feel like 100 degrees. But there's that tropical moisture moving in by late Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Josh. Taking a look at your first alert traffic this morning in Manatee County, there are some slowdowns in downtown Bradenton and around Cortez and 41. Other than that, 301 and State Road 70 looking good. Looking pretty quiet throughout Sarasota County as well. Some slowdowns over towards Siesta Key, looks like on the Stickney Point Bridge as you're heading across. And South County pretty quiet as well at 5:50 on your Tuesday morning. In this hour's Health Smart, for a better state of mind about yourself and those around you, learning to have a more compassionate outlook can do a lot for your health. ABC's Kim Hutcherson has more details.
A new study shows that if you're looking for ways to be happier and make deeper connections with the people in your life, try being a little more compassionate. Compassion is related to empathy and has been described as a feeling of loving kindness towards other people. An associate professor of psychology at the University of Miami says compassionate people tend to be more forgiving of others and have a stronger sense of life purpose. They are also more self-confident and more resilient. So how does one become more compassionate? Daily meditation is a great way to start and can have lasting benefits. Take about 15 to 20 minutes out of your day and find a quiet place to clear your mind. Focus on different people, those you are close to as well as those you aren't, and think positively about them. Exercises like this can strengthen your sense of compassion as well as broaden your attention and your overall sense of well-being. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
News you can use.
There you go. Hope you guys took some notes on that one.
5:51 right now, still ahead. We'll update the top local news headlines, and this family's timing could not have been better when a newborn came in right before the eclipse.
We'll tell you their story and the unique name they gave their baby when we come back.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
So, you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So, pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-319-0237.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-319-0237.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Welcome back, 5:54 this morning. Here are some of the top stories on the Suncoast today.
Two big protests on the Suncoast yesterday. Those for and against Confederate monuments rallied outside the old courthouse last night in downtown Bradenton.
Plus, nearby, others protested about animal cruelty. They submitted a petition with 250,000 names to the state, looking to crack down on incidents like the fisherman who dragged a shark and put it on a line.
And fewer theaters, but higher quality experience. The new owners of the Main Street Plaza say they plan to reduce the Hollywood 20 to 11 screens and replace the seats with lazy boy chairs.
Finally this hour, while it seemed like the world stopped for a few hours yesterday as the solar eclipse traveled through the U.S., it was certainly an eventful time for some families, bringing new life into the world, like this one in South Carolina. They welcomed a baby just before the eclipse rolled through. The family says the baby boy is happy and healthy. Get this, his name, Eclipse.
No.
Little Eclipse, there he is.
Really?
Yep.
That's catchy.
There you go.
His little shirt says Total Eclipse of the Heart,
There
naturally.
you go. Of course, of course.
Memorable day for that family.
I'm sure.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
I've never met an eclipse, but
there
maybe someday.
There you go.
All right, we'll have more local news and Josh's wit next hour. Stay right there.